welcome to Unlocking the Bar Chords. This is the next in a series of instructional videos from Access Music Academy. My name is Chris Brantley. I'm one of the instructors here at Access Music Academy, and today we're going to talk about how to unlock the difficulty of playing bar chords. So what a bar chord is basically a movable shaped chord you can move up and down the fretboard. And the basic shape of the bar chord usually is constructed by taking the first finger and placing it across all 6 strings, sometimes 5, sometimes 4, but today we're going to start with all 6 strings. So if we want to play a bar chord, say like the G bar chord, we're playing across all 6 strings. First we have to learn how to train our right finger into barring across all 6 strings. So we're going to start that with just the first 2 strings, strings 1 and 2. You want to bar with your finger across the 3rd fret, just in front of those 2 strings, around those 2 strings rather. Then your thumb should be right behind on the back of the neck. So your thumbprint's in the middle of the neck, just like that. So we're going to take the 2 strings, just strum those together. Make sure you're getting a clean tone out of each string. And then once you can do that successfully, take your first finger again and then bar across 3 strings. Once you can do that successfully, and the same thing now, but with 4 strings. And then strings 5 through 1, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, barring with the first finger, and then all 6 strings. Nice and clean and clear, so you get a clean and clear pitch out of each string. Now, the way you put your finger down on the fretboard really varies quite a bit. Some people put it so the strings are going right down the middle of their finger. Now I find it easier to take the outside edge of my finger, which is right here, this very outside edge, just kind of roll my finger towards the outside because that's the flattest part of my hand. So everybody's got to experiment because we each have different physiologies, but if you can see with my finger there, I don't keep it straight on, I roll it back just a little bit. So you just roll it back and keep it parallel to the first fret or the fret that you're trying to bar against. So if you notice, I'm not diagonal like that. I'm straight on with the fret so that it's parallel. So now we've done the exercises: 2 strings, 3 strings, 4 strings, 5 strings, 6 strings. If we're still having trouble, try to build it from the 6th to the 1st. Play 6 and 5, 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, experiment with how your finger is barring. The most important thing is to keep that finger straight. If the finger's curved just a little bit, it'll lay off some of the strings. Watch, I'm just going to curve my finger just a tiny bit. Just curving a little bit. We've already got some duds in there. So see that little bit? That's the difference between a clean chord and a muted string in that chord. So I'm going to try to get all of them clean. The next thing that we're going to discuss is different types of chord shapes for bar chords. We're going to start with what's called the 6-string root, or some people call it the E-shaped bar chord because it uses the E chord. So when we play E chord, we have open, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open, open, going from the 6th string to the 1st string. So with those open strings, what we're going to do is we're going to bar them with our first finger. So instead of playing the E chord with fingers 2, 3, and 1, we're going to play that with fingers 3, 4, and 2. See how I substitute those fingers? Let's do that again so you can follow. So again, on the 5th string I've got 2nd finger, 4th string I've got 3rd finger, and 3rd string I've got 1st finger, the 1st fret. We're just going to trade those up for the next 3 fingers over. So on the 5th string and the 2nd fret I've got my 3rd finger, on the 4th string and the 2nd fret I've got my 4th finger, and on the 3rd string and the 1st fret I've got my middle finger. So that leaves my 1st finger free. So I'm going to take this whole shape, including my thumb behind the neck, right in the middle, right behind my middle finger. I'm going to shift everything up by 1 fret. Sounds very good. But, so anyway, move everything up 1 fret. So take the 1st finger and bar across that 1st fret. So now I've got an F bar chord. So I've taken my E shape, moved it up a half step, which is the F. So you want to test each string. Make sure you're getting a clean, clear tone out of each string. If you're not, if you're getting figure out what's causing that. I'm not pushing down hard enough. I thought I was pushing down really hard, but I gotta push down even harder. Another trick to it too is from this angle. If you see my fingers, see how they're curved? They're not lying across the strings. I got them up on the very tippy toes of my fingertips. And you can actually use the fretboard to help you bend. See, I'm using the pressure of pushing into the fretboard to help me bend my fingers, especially that first knuckle underneath the fingernail there. So, just those little tips will help. And then you can move it up the fretboard for whatever chord you want. So you have F, F sharp or G flat, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, B, C, so on and so forth, all the way up. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how to take that, and then we're going to go to the 3rd fret with that same E bar chord shape. To make it minor, just like we do with the minor chord, we're going to flatten the 3rd string. But now, we're just going to take our middle finger off, and it puts it in the bar. So some people have difficulty getting that string to ring clean. So if you're getting a dud, straighten out that first finger. It's often that first finger not being straight that causes that missed note. And then you have the minor, because you notice the major, it's bright and happy, the minor is a little bit more melancholy. So we can apply that same concept to the 5th string root, which uses the A shape. So instead of playing an A with all 3 fingers like that, we're just going to bar now with our ring finger, barring across strings 4, 3, and 2. We're going to move that up to the 3rd fret and put our first finger down on the 1st fret. So that becomes a B flat chord. We can move that all the way up. There's a couple tricks to this one too. Make sure that the root note, which is on the 5th string, that you're right against the fret. And this finger gets a break this time, so we only have to play one note. I'm just playing the 5th string. And then the 3rd finger is barring across strings 4, 3, and 2. And if you can see the fret wire right there, see the fret wire? It's right next to the side of my finger. So I'm trying to butt my finger up as close as I can to that fret wire without going over. So that way we get a nice clean chord. See, if I just back it up a little bit, here I'm getting that rattle and some duds. Just move it up a couple of millimeters right against the fret wire without going over and without riding on top of it. Just right next to it. It's nice and clean. And then go to change it to minor. I'm going to change that 2nd string and flatten it. So it requires us to refinger the shape. So it's just like taking the A minor shape and again replacing the fingers with fingers 2, 3, and 4. And then moving it up, so your first finger is barring again. So for instance, if I'm playing C minor, I've got 3rd fret with my first finger, which is barring across the whole 3rd fret. 5th fret with my ring finger on the 4th string. The 3rd string is the 5th fret with my pinky. 2nd string is the 4th fret with my middle finger. And then the 1st string is 3rd fret with my barred index finger again. So that allows you to play in non-open specific keys, like say for B flat. So I can play chords like B flat, E flat, F, E flat. It's a lot of jazz and Motown and R&B music will use a lot of the flat keys because a lot of that's based upon horn music, which is mostly in flat keys. So another, we can mix some of those up. Try this. It's these are chords you can't play open. It's a Marvin Gaye tune. I'm going to play E flat major, which is the 6th string, or I'm sorry, the 6th fret root on the 5th string, and then G minor, which is the 6th string root in the 3rd fret, and then A flat major, which is the 6th string root in the 4th fret, and then B flat major, which which is the 6th string root in the 6th fret. So all the chords to Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. So we got G minor, A flat major, to B flat major. There's a fancy bar chord, major 7. So that should get you started having some fun. There's a lot more chords to learn. Every single chord shape that you know is an open shape, you can actually play as a bar or a movable shaped chord. The C's, the A's, the D's, the G's, the E's, all can be shifted up. So there's a bunch of chord books you can find, but I just wanted to get you started with some basic shapes and then extending those out to some sevenths. So rock out, have some fun, and we'll see you next time.